Hello. Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today on today's training. And we talked in a group. If you're in our group, the Telegram group, it's we've been having nice discussion in the group. So if you're just joining and just watching videos, and probably you just came into the live stream to a channel. Try as much as possible to subscribe to our channel, turn off the notification bell so that you'll be able to receive updates on each videos that we release into the global. Basically, we at Image Global Forex, we give updates on daily trades, and we also give weekly trainings on the forex market. Okay, and today we will be looking into support and resistance. Okay, so if you are member of the group, you're welcome once again. You can also share the link to others who you think will be able to benefit from this. Okay, and at the end of it all, we expect to have an haha moment. Okay, a wow moment. All right, so we want to talk about support and resistance. Okay, support and resistance. Support and resistance. Okay, this is a topic a lot of people think they understood, but then when you look at it from the other perspective, I felt not everybody actually understood what support and resistance is. Okay, and most times when we look into the charts, we look for support and resistance, but then you find out that where you think your support and resistance is does not actually fit into whatever lines you are drawing. Okay, so but then today we will be looking taking it from the simple concept and try as much as possible to interpret it for everybody to understand what support and resistance is. Okay, so when it comes to support and resistance, the basic questions that we are supposed to be asking is how can it affect me? How can I use it? Okay, how can this support and resistance be used? Okay, but then I felt that the question how is actually archaic. This is not a question we should be looking into. Okay, basically I felt the most important thing we should look at when it comes to the forex market is the why. Okay, the why. We don't actually look at the why, we only look at how rather. Okay, how, sorry. Okay, so let me clean this off. Okay, so we kickstart. All right, so let me do this. I'll draw Tunde. Okay, I'm kind of not good in drawing, but we used to explain. Okay, this Tunde. Okay, and Tunde has some nice hair. Okay, and I'll draw Shade. Okay, yeah. Okay, now anything above you, okay, anything above you, okay, is resistance, and anything below you is what? Is resistance. Anything that you find above you is a kind of support. Okay, you have supports below you, that is you're sitting on it. Okay, so if peradventure you're carrying a particular item, okay, and it's actually sitting on your laps, okay, particular item is actually support. Is using you as a support. It's just the same process, the same analysis, the same understanding we have to what support is. So, but the question is, why? Okay, do we have support? So I'm going to take you from the very basics, okay? Because so that you'll be able to understand and become an expert, okay, to what support and resistance is. So you have to come down to a very nice level for you to be able to understand, okay? Okay, let me use a very nice analogy. Okay, why do the support and resistance happens in the market? Okay, why does this happen? You have price to be moving from point A. Okay, price, okay, is because of there's someone who is right here who is buying, okay, and there's someone here, okay, who is what? Who is selling. So it is the presence of sellers, buyers and sellers in the market. Let's assume we have an iPhone, my normal example, okay? We have an iPhone. Now, this guy right here is saying, okay, I'm going to buy this iPhone from you for say $20. Okay, and this guy right here is saying, I'm going to sell it to you at $20. All right, we are taking it to just like you've gone to Alaba International Market or maybe Computer Village to do your buying. Okay, now when people start buying, demand starts increasing, you have this guy comes in and say, hey, I don't want to buy it at $20, I want to actually buy it at $10, okay? But then this guy says, no, I'm not going to sell it at $10, I can only sell it to you at $20, okay? So whether you like it or not, sooner or later someone is going to give up and say, hey, you know, if you can't give this to me for $12, I'm not buying. Okay, someone says, hey, forget it, if you are not buying at $20, I'm not selling the iPhone, I'm not selling it to you. Okay, I'm not selling that iPhone to you. But then this guy will get frustrated and say, hey, screw you, I'm not buying from you again. Okay, this is what happens generally when we go to buy something in the market. Okay, because the price of a particular commodity is stagnant or probably doesn't meet up to what you want, you decide and say, well, I'm not buying, I'm not interested in buying again. Okay, what happens to this guy? Nobody is willing to buy at $20 again. Nobody is willing to buy from him at selling $20. Sooner or later, he will have to sell this iPhone, right? Because he has about 500 of this iPhone in his store. Whether he likes it or not, he must sell it, okay? And what happens, he starts saying, okay, if I get someone who is coming to buy it, I'll sell it for $15, okay? Later he says, nobody's buying, hey, come on, buy my iPhone. Okay, I'll sell it for $10. I'll sell it for $5. You guys, come on. Someone should buy this from me. Okay, I'll sell it for $1. Okay? This is what happened in the forex market. I'm just using this whole scenario as an analogy. Okay, so for you to understand, because there's not enough demand for that particular product, which is the iPhone, right? And he has too many of this iPhone in his store, which he has to sell. He has to discount the price, right? And he discounts the price to this particular amount. Okay, this is generally what happens in the forex market. This is what happens in your day-to-day market, right? Now, what happens next is probably someone Tunde has been passing computer village and see this store and say, hey, iPhone for $1, okay? iPhone $1. Are you serious? But then Tunde's friend comes and say, hey, Tunde, do you know, I just get tired of my Android phone. I want to get an iPhone. Okay. Do you know where I can buy an iPhone? Okay. Do you know where I can get an iPhone? All right. So, do you know where I can get an iPhone? And Tunde says, hey, you can get an iPhone for, say, Computer Village. I saw an iPhone for $1. Okay. And when Tunde gets there, you know what he does? Okay. Tunde said, well, hey, I want to buy an iPhone. Tunde's friend, okay, says, I want to buy an iPhone, gets to the store in Computer Village and gets to the store and discover that the iPhone has actually increased to $5. Said, what? But Tunde said the iPhone is $1, right? Okay, the iPhone is $1. My friend told me the iPhone is $1. I said, okay, I'm not buying, right? And when he continues to move, the following day he comes back and he finds out that the iPhone he couldn't buy for $5 had become $10. Hey, what happened? Later on, he comes back the following day. These are analysis, okay? He comes back the following day and see the price at $15. Hey, what's happening right here? So he calls back on Tunde and say, hey, do you know that iPhone you told me you saw for $1 wasn't actually $1? Presently now that iPhone is what? Is $15. Hey, and Tunde calls him and says, hey, don't buy that iPhone. Don't buy it. Okay? Don't buy the iPhone. Why shouldn't he buy the iPhone? Because Tunde got to remember that when price was close to $20, nobody was buying it. From my understanding, from my memory, when price got to $15, close to $20, price actually did what? Collapse. He said, what? Really? Okay, in that case, I will not buy it. I will wait for that crash again, okay? I'll wait for the price to come down again for me to actually buy the price. If they gives me at $1 again, right, and the price crashed to $1, I'll buy it again. If the price crashed the first time, there's possibilities that the price crash again the second time, right? Now, this is basically how people do buying and selling in the market, okay? Don't treat forex market differently. Don't treat it differently, okay? This is what happens generally. When you go to the market, you go to everywhere, this is generally what happens, okay? So let's take it to the chart and see how we can actually explain this. Now, I've taken this down for you to understand, okay? So I hope so far so good you guys are understanding this, okay? Now, okay, on the chart, you have price starting from around this region, okay? Let's say $100, okay? And price starts to rise, okay? And price reach $150, or let's say $200, okay? And suddenly, right here, you have price begins to drop down. 100, 70, 60, 50, okay? Now, let me tell you this. The stronger the collapse of this price right here, the stronger the memory around this region. The stronger the price falls right below this region becomes memorable for everybody. Okay? And when price begins to grow back, do you understand? Towards that region, Sunday alert his friend and say, hey guys, stop buying. Okay? Okay? Around this area last time, price did what? Crashed. He was getting close to that price before Tunde alert him and say, hey, right there at that point, when price goes to this region, it did what? It crashes. Now, it is not exactly at that point yet, okay? Price was getting close to that point. That is why support and resistance, your support or your resistance is not actually precise. It is not always precise, okay? It is not always the right time, the exact line. A lot of people keep looking at and start looking for one line or the other. It's always there about this line, okay? Okay? And you have the price starts going up. Now, if price gets to this point, what happens? Okay? Because of the panic that was created right here, the memory that was created right here, it created another position for support right here. Now, the question is this: how does this matter to me? Okay? How does this matter to me? Okay? Yeah. Okay, now let's look at this. If price, okay, moved around this area and went down, okay, and price begins to move back up right into that region, wouldn't you understand that this region becomes a memorable region for every individual who is trading? Tunde, Akin, everybody is looking for that region as a region to consider. Why? Because it's a region that creates panic. It creates panic in the market. All right? It creates fear. Okay? And this is basically what you should always understand. Panic is what you always need to understand. Okay? At any time, usually, anytime there is panic in the market, okay, that region becomes very, very important. That region becomes very, very important, okay, because everybody is looking at it. The news happens around that region, is looking at it. Even your dog at home is looking at it, okay. Now, automatically, generally, for every individual, we are pre-programmed to what is called fear. Okay? When certain things happen, suddenly we're always afraid. Okay? Okay, now let me try as much as possible to use another strategy, okay? Alright. Now, how many of you sit down in your house and say, today I'm going to make $100,000? How many of us sit down in your house and say, today in the FOREX market, I'm going to make $100,000? Now, if the market is moving like this, do you look at the market and say, because the market is moving like this, I'm going to make 1 million? Okay? But suddenly, you discover that price just did this. Okay? When price did this, everybody's at alert, everybody's awake and trying to look and say, what just happened there? Now, everybody's reaction is towards this move. Now, because of that move, because of the alertness that this creates, this region becomes what? A memorable region. Everybody's looking at this region now. Okay? Okay, now, If the price is actually going up like this, okay, is this move memorable for you, that price is going up, or this move right there? Which side will stick to your head that this is a move? This region. This is the region that catches everybody's eye. The big move, right? Because the memory of this region becomes very hot in our head, we don't look at this region. Okay? The power of the market, okay? The power of the market in support and resistance is determined by the move of the market. Okay? If price is just moving in sideways, okay, this guy can never be a very good support for price to move. Okay? But unfortunately today, you know what is being taught is that when price comes and it touches that region, comes and touch that region, comes and touch that region, this region becomes support and resistance. Hey, no, you're getting it all wrong. Leave all these thoughts behind. It doesn't work. Okay? The only thing that matters is if today, Black Friday, Jumia just comes out and say, hey, the price of an iPhone X or an iPhone 11 that is valued for 500,000 naira is sold for 10, okay, let's say 10 naira. What happens in the market? Everybody's head is at alert. Everybody wants to look at that price. Naira, right? Not dollar. Naira. Okay? So everybody's memory is at alert because of the immediate move of the price from 500 naira to 10 naira. Okay? So if the price moves in a sloping manner, nobody is going to talk about it, except the price move. Okay, everybody will continue to talk about this price. That Black Friday that moved price from 500,000 naira to 10 naira, everybody is going to talk about it. Do you understand? It becomes a period of memory. Okay, now having that said, let's take it a step further. Okay, now we have the idea that resistance is above us, right? Resistance is above, support, resistance, rather, support. How many of us have had resistance become support? Okay? Or support becomes resistance. So almost everybody have heard about that. Okay? So now when you have that information that support becomes resistance, let's let me give a proper view about this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now there's this concept of support equals resistance, right? When the price suddenly crashes down, okay, we say this point is our resistance area, right? You have resistance right here. Am I right? And some people will say, hey, this is our support area. Okay? Now, if this becomes support area, then there's possibilities that this region, right, becomes later what? Resistance. This is resistance, this is support. Sooner or later, this guy becomes what? A resistance. Why? Because price right from this initial resistance point came down and crashes through the support region. Okay, and when price starts heading back up, everybody is saying, hey, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy. Remember that the last time around this area, price did what? Crashes. So it is that memory that makes support to become resistance. So it is not the line that makes it resistance, it is what? The memory. Okay? So now I guess you guys are having a different concept about support and resistance. So it is not going to be saying that because this is support, that exact line becomes resistance. Okay? But because of the memory that created around this region, okay, you cannot time it to a particular straight line. You want to time it to the region, the area that memory occurred. Okay? So you cannot just come and draw a straight line, okay, as a movement and say, hey, because price has touched this line, what I need to do is I sell everything I have. I sell my iPhone, I sell my car, I sell my whatever, everything I have. Right? You cannot trade like that. You must understand the why first. Okay? Are you guys with me so far? Are you understanding this? Okay? I hope you guys are getting it, and your concept about support and resistance is changing now. Now, can you see how we have taken it from a particular, from simple to a little bit complex on knowing support and resistance and how support and resistance work, how support turns to resistance. Okay, so you are not having to go look for a particular line and say, hey, because this happened here, this line, that is going to be your support or your resistance. Okay, now let's look at this in a different way. Okay, now a quick question to you guys. Okay, the question is, if support over you, if there's support right here, okay, yeah, everybody wants to agree that that's support, right? Okay, and because Tunde is right here, okay, so everything that is over you is what? Is this support? I want to, okay, I'm not seeing comments, but then I know you should be able to have an understanding that this is not a support. This is actually a resistance, okay? Anything that is above you is what? Resistance, and anything below you is what? A support, okay? Now, if price begins to move in this direction, okay, and begins to move right here, okay, and price just did this, will you say we have a broken resistance? Sorry. And price did this, will you say we have a broken resistance? Okay, this resistance, right? Now, because price moved to this region and just broke out, does not make this region a resistance line, okay? Because it doesn't create panic around this region will not hold. This region will not hold. And most times you see price will just do like this and comes back inside. And later you have price start shooting up. Okay, Why? Because the panic that should be created wasn't created around this region. Okay? So now I've given you some concepts to what you need to understand with support. Okay, now let's go into the concept of the how. Okay, how do I draw my support and or my resistance line? Okay, do I just do I draw my support resistance right here, or I draw my resistance right here? Okay, and because price just broke up, now we need to understand that when there is no panic, like I've said, there's no possibilities of understanding where your support is. So it is a panic that is in the market that actually creates where your support is. But when price moves up and starts coming back to that region, okay, would you say that when price gets to this region, I just have to buy? Do you understand? If you don't know the how, you cannot trade. Okay? And most times all of you go on YouTube and start looking for YouTube researches and where do I buy, how do I actually draw my support and resistance line. Okay, now but because you understand first and foremost the why, the reason why this guy happened and broke right into this region, you will be able to understand how. I keep writing, you'll be able to understand how you should draw your support and resistance line. So basically, you'll be looking at the area, okay? The area right there, okay? So the area is your support and resistance line, not a particular line, okay? I hope you guys get it to that region, okay? Because most times you have price actually dipping in before you start kicking it back up. Okay, so you only want to concentrate on the area that created the panic. So your support and resistance line is the area that gives the memory of a particular incident happening at one particular time in the market or not. Okay, so you guys should be open-minded to what you need to understand when it comes to support and resistance. Okay, so you can ask me some questions, I'll look into it, then I'll be able to give answers to them. But then we've understand the why, right? So support and resistance is only active when it grabs the attention, okay, the attention of the traders. The support and resistance only come, attention, right? Support and resistance only comes when a particular action grabs the attention of the traders. Okay, if it doesn't grab the attention and there's no panic, nobody is awake, nobody is trying to do something, you can't find support or resistance in that system. Okay, everybody, let's look at this. Okay, we have price ranging, okay, and you have price style heading up. Okay, now most people, like I said earlier, would draw like this as support, okay, resistance being broken. Please and please, if you're going to save your money, don't draw your support or resistance like this. You only want to concentrate on when there is a sharp move, a panic, a move that creates an attention, that creates a panic in the market. Then you begin to look at it as, okay, because of the reaction, the panic that was created around this region, then this area, I consider it as my support area. Okay? But then you have this region coming in. Okay? So every time you look into the market and you see certain reactions like this, then you look at this as possible region for, hey, get there. When you are getting close to that region, you are heading into another region of support and resistance. Okay, then this place becomes, this region becomes very, very important. Okay, everybody starts looking at this region and saying, hey, because price got down at this region and reacted and gave this action, you have to understand that price around this region could get affected again. All right, so now you've been able to understand how support can become resistance and how resistance also can become support. Now you know how to draw your support and resistance line. Okay, how to draw your resistance line, very, very important. Okay, if you understand the why it happened, okay, then you can give an understanding to how it happened. Okay, all this will give you a better clue, a proper clue of how to draw your resistance, how to draw it. Okay, so let's look at let's take a step further and look into a little bit of strategy. Okay, what can you do to make use of all this scenario? Okay, how do you put them together? How do you put them and tie them together to be able to use it when you're looking at the forex market? Okay, I'm trying to slow down for you so that I want you to sink deep. I want you to get it properly, so you have that concept to know, okay, when price begins to get to this region, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to know how to draw my support. Okay, okay, now let's go into the chart. Let's analyze this from the chart. Okay, okay, now right here we're looking at this. Okay, now let's just give an analogy to this region. Okay, we have price actually shopping up. Let me get my pen. Yeah, let me get my pen so that we'll be able to understand it properly. So I'm going to use the present chart. Okay, this is Euro USD. Come on. Okay, we're going to use Euro USD. Okay, right here you have price shopping up and coming down, and price right here, and you're looking into this. Let's go. Let me see if I can find some better examples right here. And okay, we have price moving. You can see price moving around this region, and it went up. Okay, when price moves into this region and suddenly you have this sharp movement upward, okay, now we begin to see that price begins to create more higher highs because of the sharp move around this region. This region created a form of a panic into the forex market. Okay, everybody is at alert, everybody is looking at it. Okay, why? Because buyers actually took the price up almost immediately. If you can see the candle that went up, you could see right there it was massive. Okay, and each time price came down to that region, it becomes a point of hold around this region. Now for me, you can see price actually diving into this region back. Okay, price actually came back into this region. Right, the price didn't stop around this line because of the move that break around this region becomes a very strong support and resistance area. Okay, and you can see price again shoot up again because of this sudden sharp movement to the upside of the market. This area becomes a region of support and resistance because this area created a panic into the market, and around this region becomes very important. Around this region becomes what? Very important. Everybody that is coming into this region, okay, is getting aware that something happened around this region at this particular time. Okay, at this particular time something happened, so we have to hold on and let price move out of this region and gives a better clue for us to actually get in again. Okay, if there is no panic in the market, that region does not become a good support or resistance region. All right, so let me see if I can find more examples. Okay, now look at this region. Okay, can you see price is coming down, price coming down? Okay, and when price came into this region, will I just draw and say my support and resistance is around this region, because all this place does not create the panic that I need. Okay, and just right here you have this sharp movement to the downside. Okay, this region becomes a memorable region. Okay, this region becomes memorable, and if you look at it properly, you could see price broke in and hold around this region. Why? Because of this move, this sharp move around this region, and if you pull it through, you have your support area right there. So your support area, you're looking into this region. Okay, so I cannot just draw a particular line and say that is my support line or that is my resistance line. It might meet up to your support area because of the panic that was created. If there is no panic in the market, that area does not hold as support and resistance. So try as much as possible to look into your charts. Okay, look for those regions, look for areas where there are real support and resistance. Okay, you can go to an higher time frame, you will see them there. Okay, can see price begins to move upward. Okay, and get here and look at the reaction. Now this area creates a panic. In the future, this area becomes a support and resistance region. Are you with me? So try as much as possible to look carefully into the chart properly, then you'll be able to find those areas where support and resistance holds. Okay, see, price sharply reacted, and price was coming. As price was coming down to this area, hey, everybody remember that around this region there was an action that happens that created panic in the market. Okay, this region becomes a memorable region for everybody that is trading the forex market, and you can see that region did what? Did hold. Okay, that region did hold. So it is there about the region where there is severe panic in the market, where attention, where memory is being created. That is where you get a support and resistance. And so far so good. That region will continue to hold. That region will continue to hold. Price spike up, came down, and as it was getting there, everybody begins to remember that price around this region reacted. And price began to respect that region. It broke through, came back, respected that region, and price went down. Look at it, broke through again. Each time price breaks and creates a panic, that region becomes support and resistance. And if you look at it into the other side, you see that region will continue to hold. That region will continue to hold. So far so good, guys. That is how far we can go for today. Try as much as possible to learn all this. Look at your chart with all the information you are getting. Then you find yourself constantly improving in your forex trading. You don't just jump into the market because a particular line has touched, that same line has touched. No. It is about the panic and attention that area has created in the future that makes it your support and resistance. So if you like our video, thank you very much for coming around. Try as much as to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be able to get updates on all our trainings and our videos, our content we release into the YouTube channel. And you can also join our group. If you're just joining us, you'll see a link, okay, at the top of the right hand corner of the YouTube. Let me see if I can go there. Okay, say yeah, just leave. Okay, so you can actually come in right here, and this is our group. So you click on this link, you'll be able to go into our Telegram group. So you can also watch all our videos right here, and you see all our content we release, and you can be part of us and share our experience in forex trading. Okay, I wish you guys best of luck, and for now I'll be doing what? I'll be signing out. Thank you very much for supporting. Thank you very much for coming around and watching. I wish you guys best of luck.